guys, it's Lindsay here with Pilates On Demand. Today I am in India on my yoga retreat training and I want to work on some deep lower ab work with you guys. So this class is going to be a no crunches class. It's all going to be focused on the pelvic floor, the low deep transverse abdominis. So that's the deepest layer of the abdominal wall. And then we have sides of the abdominal wall. We have the right and the left. So the three things we're going to focus on: pelvic floor, low transverse abdominis, and differentiating between the right and the left side of the abdominal wall. So I have the camera positioned really low. So when I straighten my leg, you're not going to see the leg fully. You're going to see the pelvic region, and that's what we're focusing on today. So we're going to start. Lay down on your back for me. Get nice and comfortable. Have your neck elongated, nose points straight up to the ceiling. We're going to bring the right leg up to a tabletop position. You're going to place your right palm on your right thigh, and you're going to take your left peace fingers and place them on the right side of that low belly region. Okay, so I want you to focus on the right side of the lower transverse abdominals and the pelvic floor for this side. So as you take an exhale, you're going to firm your right thigh into your right palm and press the low back into the floor. So we're holding pressure here. Push against the leg. As your hand presses against the leg presses against the hand. And the left fingers are that tactile cue. They're teaching us to find those right lower ab muscles and pull them into the floor. And then you're going to inhale, release. So thigh and hand press against each other. And then we're scooping through that pelvic wheel so that the lower lumbar flattens on the right side. And we feel the right hip bone narrow into the midline, and the right side of the abdominals drop, the pelvic floor lift. So it's a lot to think about. So we're going to do it many times. Don't worry, we're going to get it. You're going to inhale, release. Exhale, right hand, right thigh. Feel the pressure. And then we have that scooping of that right hip bone lifting to the right rib cage, and the firming of the right lower abdominal wall, the lifting of the pelvic floor. Inhale, release. Exhale, give yourself that tactile cue with the left fingertips. Good. Firming the low belly. Inhale, release. Good work. Let's do two more. Maybe just a tiny bit quicker. Exhale. Feeling that pelvic wheel. Tailbone moving through the inner thighs toward your navel. Hand and thigh press into each other. And move your abs away from your left fingers. Pull them down into the ground. Inhale, release. Okay, one more time. Exhale, right thigh, right palm. Press into each other. Then find the scoop of the abs. So not from a rocking sensation, but you move the pelvis into that posterior tilt. And that's going to allow the abdominal region to move further into the body and towards the ground. And inhale to release. Nicely done. So we're going to add on to that. You're going to give me just a little lift of the hip as you do that. So moving through that pelvic curl, pressure hand and thigh, slight lift of the tailbone. Now you can push down into your left foot, almost like you're going to do a bridge to help with that lift. And then inhale to release. Good, so we're articulating through the lower spine. Exhale. Press into those right abdominals and pull them to the ground really deeply. So it's a strong scoop of the pelvis. Inhale, lower. Okay, three more a little faster. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, release. Two more. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale to release. You can see how my sits bones are lifting up a little bit more for this one. More into that reverse crunch. Last one, breathe out through the mouth. Sink, sink, sink the abs. It's all mind-body connection here. Inhale to release. Really nice. Okay, place the right leg down. We're going to take this to the left. So you're bringing your right foot planted into the ground. You want a steady right leg, left leg tabletop, left palm, left thigh, and we're going to take those right pointer fingers. Now we're having to switch over to the other side of the body. So it might take a second to release this right abdominal region and focus on the left. So just give yourself 1 or 2 to get into it, okay? Right fingers on the left side of the low belly. As you bring your left leg in, push against it with the left palm, and then finding that abdominal scoop, move the left abs down into the floor. And try to relax this region. Good. So you really are fighting left palm, left thigh, and you're moving your left abs away from the right fingertips. And then inhale to release. So we're doing 5 without the lift of the pelvis. So we're just in that strong scoop. Left hip bone draws up towards the left rib cage. Then sink the navel and press left thigh, left palm together. But it should be a strong contraction, even so much that you are shaking. And then inhale to release. Okay, we're gonna go for 3 more. Make sure it's not affecting your upper body. So your chest shouldn't be lifting, your head shouldn't be lifting. If that's happening, you might need to put a pillow underneath your head to keep it still. Okay, so finding that C curve, lifting the pelvic floor, pressing left thigh to left palm, and pulling the left lower abdominals into the floor. Inhale to release. Okay, 2 more a little quicker. Exhaling through the mouth. Okay, feel how the pressure of the left hand and left thigh create more work for you in a good way. They help you contract deeper through those left lower abs. Inhale, release. Okay, last one. Exhale through the mouth. Curl through the hips. Inhale, release. Really nice. Okay, we're gonna add that little lift of the hip. So you'll see my right leg better. I'm pushing into the floor. So my right leg is really strong, and that's helping me get that left sits bone up. So same position with everything. So left hand, left thigh, right hand to the lower left abdominals. So we're gonna move a little deeper into this. So we curl and now push through the right foot and lift the left sits bone. Lift the pelvic floor. Connect to the left side of the abs, pull them down, and inhale, release. Okay, strong pressure between left thigh, left hand. Here we go. Exhale, move the hips into that posterior tilt. Pull the left knee to you and resist it with the right hand. Good. Lift a little bit through the pelvis and pull those left low abs deep into the body. Inhale, release. Oh my God, I'm working hard. Okay, 3 more. Exhale, curl. Continue to exhale. Inhale to release. Good, and you go at your own pace. I wouldn't suggest going faster though. Yeah, this is deep work. Last 2. Good, okay, 1 more. Exhaling through the mouth on the way up. Push into the right foot, curl the pelvis. Connect to the left side. Inhale, lower down. Final 1. Breathe out. Move the abs away from the right fingertips. You can push into your body. Inhale, lower down. Okay guys, we're taking this to both legs in tabletop. So let's have the legs hips distance. So whatever your hips distance is, my abs are quivering. Hands are onto the thighs. I want you to engage your thighs just like we would if we were working the legs. We were working the full body here, yeah? Palms planted on the root of the thighs. Okay, ribs are soft and melting into the floor. So we'll start without the pelvis lifting. We're gonna take the hips into that posterior tilt. So the ribs and the hips come closer together. Pushing the hands into the thighs. And now you're lifting your pelvic floor and drawing both sides of the low abs down. And then inhale, little release. And remember, we're not gonna rock the pelvis at all. So you're moving the pelvis. You're in control of that movement. We're using the muscles, okay? So we're in neutral, and then we go through imprint. Push hand into thighs, thighs into hands. Okay, not only moving the low belly down, but also thinking of them, the two hip points moving together. A narrowing of the hip region, really, not really the waistline, because the waistline's higher up. And then inhale, lower down. So you know how we say knit the frontal ribs? I want you to knit the frontal hip bones. So let's see if we can feel and visualize that imagery and embody it. Okay, so thighs into hands, hand to the thighs. We move through that posterior tilt, low back flattens, transverse abdominals move down, frontal hip bones move together. And inhale, release. Are you shaking like me? That's a good sign. We're connected. Okay, breathe out through the mouth. Moving through the scoop, lowering the abs, and drawing the hip bones together. Now really push your hand and thighs together. Go for that resistance. Inhale, release. Nice job. Let's do a couple, a little quicker. Inhale through the nose. Now don't release the movement until you've gone so far to feel each and every layer. Breathe out, pelvic floor, low transverse, narrowing of the hip bones. Inhale, release. Okay, so last one. Breathe out. Hold it. And breathe in. Good, just release the legs. Okay, so we're gonna take this to the right side. So plant your left foot again. This is where the leg is straight and you might not see the leg, but the point is not the leg, it is the pelvis. So I want the camera really close to this situation. Okay, so if you can't straighten your legs, no worry, but we're just more straight than we started. I'm flexing my right foot, heel up, and that's gonna help me send my right sits bone up as we move into that posterior tilt. Rather than pointing the foot, that's gonna lengthen the front of the leg. So flex the foot, heel moving up, right hand, right thigh, the left fingertips to the right side of the abdominals. We're moving back to the right. So you're gonna firm your quad. As you suck the pelvis, press your thigh and palm together. Move the right side of the abdominals down and try to release the grip of the left. So it's very, very specific. And then inhale, release. Breathe out. Breathe in. Okay, pelvic floor without gripping your butt. Inhale, exhale. Right hip bone comes to the right rib cage. Hand and thigh press into each other. Heel is flexed. You feel the right sits bone moving towards the ceiling, the grounding of the sacrum. Inhale, release. Two more. Breathe in. Last one. Exhale. Move the abdominals down, 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 down. Inhale, release. Good work. Okay, let's place that right leg down. We're gonna take it over to the left. So we got 5 on the left. Heel up. Okay, firm your thigh. Left hand, left thigh. Pointer fingers to that left lower belly region. Okay, so we're gonna try to soften the right side. I know that's hard. We've never done this before. It's something new. Okay, so as you press your thigh hand into each other, that creates more tension in the body in a good way. More resistance is a better word. And then you're going to move the left sits bone to the left heel. That's going to help you move the left transverse abdominis down into the body and lift the pelvic floor. And then exhale to lower. Okay, breathing out. If you can, really straighten your leg. Curl through the pelvis. And then move the left low abs down. Lift the pelvic floor up. Good. And then press. Leg forward, hand back. Inhale, release. Okay, we're going to take 3 more. Inhale to initiate the movement. And inhale to release. Exhale, moving in to the contraction. I'm trying to let go of the right. I know it's hard after we do the right. And maybe you notice one part of the movement on one side doesn't want to work as hard, I can tell my left leg's kind of tired and doesn't want to be as strong. So really try to work through that. Push that left leg towards your face. Press that left hand away from you. Move the left low abs down. Inhale, release. Okay, last one. Breathe out. Pelvic floor. Low abs. Flatten that low back. Inhale, release. Okay guys, we're coming in to the grand finale. So it's gonna be both legs straight. We're gonna move through that slight posterior tilt, and then we go into little hip lifts. Okay, remember you can do it with bent knees. This time, legs are together. Feet are flexed. Palms are flexed and pressing into the root of the thighs. Firm your quads. Okay, so as we move into that posterior tilt, you want to think of your sits bone moving to your heel bone. Okay, so here we go. Press. Anchor the lats and the shoulders. Then start to press your thighs towards you. Sink the navel. Narrow the hip bones. Lift the pelvic floor. Hold. Inhale, release. If you can hold it, that is super strong. Let's keep going. Breathe out. Straight legs, hands into thighs, curl through the pelvis, drop the abs, narrow the hips. Find the work and hold on to it. Inhale, release. Okay, 3 a little quicker. Here we go. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Last one. Breathe out. Breathe in. Okay, you guys ready? So we're gonna do the hips lifting just a little bit. Super challenging, but we got this. Okay, strong legs. Anchor your shoulders. So you're going up a little bit higher with the legs. Now I want you to do it from curling and lifting, not from jumping the hips up. So we're not doing that today. So a lot smaller, takes a lot more muscle control. Okay, so press the legs and hands together, curl through the hips, and then try to lift. Send the heel up, navel in, inner thighs tight, and lower down. So you're lifting it up without momentum, so hard. Here we go, breathe out. Heels move up. Hip bones narrow. Pelvic floor lifts. Navel drops. Inhale, lower down. Okay, we're gonna do 3 more. So just maybe close your eyes. Think about everything we've talked about. I'm not gonna say it, you know it now, okay? Let's do 2 without me saying it. Last one we'll do together. Try to hold it. And then control it down. If you can hold it, that means you're definitely not moving with momentum, right? If you flail it up, you can't stop yourself. Lift, 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 heels up. Inhale, lower down. Okay, final one right here, let's do it together. Flex the feet, press the legs together, firm your quads. As you press your leg and hands into each other, start to curl the pelvis, that low back flattens, move the navel in, and then lift the hips up. Push the heels to the ceiling, toes to the face. Pelvic floor. Relax where you can. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Release. Okay, let's release the hip flexors a little bit. We definitely worked into that region. And you know what, guys? If you feel your hip flexors, that's not a bad thing. You know, you don't want to only feel your hip flexors, but your psoas, your hip flexors are part of the core. So it might happen. But if you only felt hip flexors and not your lower abs, then I want you to just keep practicing this work and maybe keep your knee bent for a little bit. So let's do a little psoas release. Send that right leg, left leg straight, and hug that right knee to your chest. Pull it in nice and tight. And then just float the left thigh up, and I'll point your toes instead of flexing. So like I said earlier, pointing is going to lengthen the front of the leg. Good, big breath in. And then let's switch. Good, rest the right leg at first, and give that left knee a big, big hug. Good, and then float the right leg and point the toes. Think of the legs stretching out of the body to help create that length through the hip flexor. Good, take a big breath in and a deep breath out. Good, and let's take our feet as wide as your mat, and if you don't have a mat, like a foot apart, and just open the arms up and give me a little rock of the pelvis right and left. So we stayed really square the whole time, right? We were trying to anchor the hips. So this little twisting action just to release that kind of compactness we created in the pelvis. Good, and then let's come back to center. Nice, and then bring it all the way around. You guys did an awesome work. I hope you enjoyed this class. You know, a lot of inspiration is coming out of this training for me. So it is a yoga training, but I think a lot of ways different fitness modalities overlap. So it gave me some good ideas, and I certainly felt this work. I hope you did too. I know sometimes I get into a place where I really want to like power through and do like the hardest workouts ever, and then I get a place of wanting to deeply connect. So this is definitely coming from that more deeper connection for the core, or maybe the whole entire body. So I hope you guys had a great workout. I'm staying low because I don't know when my head's gonna pop out of the frame. But my name is Lindsay Bushman. This is Pilates on Demand. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you guys on the next workout. And please let me know how this felt for you in the comments. I am just curious. Okay, guys. Bye.